Leaks, insecurity and unrest. There are a lot of things that are currently hurting the Indian cricket team, especially after the Border Gavaskar Trophy loss that India suffered down under for the first time since 2015. Now, during the BCCI's review meeting, a lot of decisions took place, specifically of the wives' and children's time being reduced to 14 days, specifically if it's going to be a 45-day tour. Now, in that review meeting also, Gautam Gambhir and a few senior players were present, and there are more details that have come out specifically relating to what Gautam Gambhir and that senior player said in the meeting that took place last week. So we at Sports Today are going to provide you the exclusive details of it. Well, Gautam Gambhir, he made it clear during the board meeting that there was indiscipline within the dressing room during the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So indiscipline can definitely have a lot of meanings as far as Indian cricket, or for that matter, any sport is concerned. Maybe the players weren't really turning up on time for the training sessions that were there during the tour of Down Under, or maybe there was some problem that was taking place that maybe the juniors weren't really listening to the support staff or the senior members of the team. But one thing is for sure, that there was indiscipline within the dressing room, and that's what Gautam Gambhir specifically focused on. There aren't any more details of it, but then he focused on the keyword here, which is discipline. Secondly, why only just 2 weeks for the families on tour? Now, that's specifically because of the indiscipline now that is there within the dressing room. That is why BCCI has switched to the 2-week time for the families, wives and children alongside the players during a long tour. That was basically pre-COVID. That's what they did. But then during COVID, things really changed because the players wanted to be with their families during the quarantine period. But now, after the BGT debacle, they have once again switched to the 2 weeks time for families on a long tour, specifically if it's a 45 or a more than 45-day tour. Thirdly, there is need to be strict with younger players, and that's what also one of the points that Gautam Gambhir mentioned during the review meeting. Now, if we talk about the senior or the junior players who are a part of the team, maybe there is Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Sarfaraz Khan, Dhruv Jurel. Obviously, there weren't any names that Gambhir that did not really take, but then he specifically mentioned on the thing of being strict with the younger players or the juniors who are currently a part of the Indian team. Maybe they are not really serious as far as their training or the practice sessions are concerned, or maybe there is something else. But one thing is for sure, there's something more than what meets the eye, and that's what really prompted Gambhir to mention this point, to be strict with the younger players. Also, one startling revelation was that only one team dinner happened during the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Now, this basically takes us back to that comment of Ravichandran Ashwin that he made a couple of months ago, that nowadays within the Indian cricket team, they aren't any friends. They are basically mates. Now, when a day's play is over or match is over, irrespective of the result of that game, a team can usually choose to have dinner with all the members present, or the players can even go in batches and just enjoy outside, with their families, or even a few players can also go. So maybe whether this is a big point or not, well, that remains to be seen. There can be more details on it in the future. But then one thing that definitely came out of the review meeting was that there was only one team dinner that happened during the whole of the 5-test series that India lost 3-1. And last but not the least, there is going to be one more meeting in Kolkata between Gautam Gambhir and a BCCI official. Now, Kolkata is the venue for the opening T20I between England and India. That's going to take place on January 22nd. It is the first of the 5 ODIs that both the teams are going to play, 5 T20Is, before they switch formats and play a 3-match ODI series. And that's where a meeting is going to take place between Gambhir and BCCI officials as to discuss what further course of action they need to take so that the atmosphere within the Indian cricket team is absolutely fine heading into the all-important Champions Trophy. Now, there's one more detail that came out, that a senior player in the meeting suggested to not distribute match fees because the players aren't giving priority to domestic and international cricket. Now, that senior player can be anyone for that matter, but one thing is for sure, that if the players aren't really giving any importance to domestic and international cricket, these are worrying signs for Indian cricket, because then all focus is definitely on franchise cricket and on IPL, which definitely pays players a lot of money, for that matter even a hefty amount to even youngsters also. So that's where maybe they really want to put a price, or maybe they want the younger players to basically value the Indian cricket t-shirt a lot more, because this does not really come easy, and that's why probably this comment has been made by a senior player. Now, these are all definitely surprising things that have come out as far as the BCCI review meeting is concerned. And if India are to really do well and even win the Champions Trophy, then one thing is for sure, that apart from the good on-field performances, they need a stable dressing room, and Gautam Gambhir will have to play a key role to make sure that it is going to be the case in the Champions Trophy and also in the England tour. That is going to be very important for India, and it will take place after the WTC final in June 2025. So stay tuned to Sports Today, as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Shivam, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.